Thanks for admiring my 1951 Ford F-1 short bed pickup. Sam, over the last 50 years of my collecting, I've really enjoyed vintage pickup trucks, and of all the ones that I've owned over the years, this is truly the finest. It's just head and shoulders over anything that I've enjoyed. The F1s were considered very, very classic because of a one-year-only front grille, which is what they called the jail bar grille because of the vertical grille bars. And I think it gives it a very unique look. This was a southern truck from new, so it has never been exposed to inclement weather, and there is absolutely no rust or corrosion in it anywhere ever. It underwent a complete frame-off, ground-up, every nut and bolt restoration. It was not a question of how much or how fast, only how good. And it was done to the highest standard. There's over $57,000 invested, and the restoration included the exterior, the interior, the bed, and the complete mechanics. It has a 3-speed transmission, which is what we called 3 on the tree. Full instrumentation, and the instrumentation is all fully functional. It has the deluxe heater. During the restoration process, all of the glass was replaced. It even has the old style starter button, Sam, if you remember those, which you get on a new Bentley today. And you know, the wiring was all replaced with the original type braided wiring. And if we take a moment to lift the floor mat, the rubber floor mat in it, which is correct, you can see the floors in it.
It's perfect.
Were done to the highest level, and it is an all steel truck, and there is not a single panel that has been replaced anywhere. If we move the front seat, the seat forward, you can see
wow,
the level to which it was done. Even the headliner, Sam.
That's better than new.
Yes. And it even has the original vent windows, which the seniors like me remember for defogging the front windshield in the morning.
Now, why would they be foggy?
Yeah, defogging either the driver or the front windshield, both of which may have been necessary. The wood bed in it is absolutely beautiful. Some of the ones I've seen and enjoyed and owned over the years have had the natural bed, but the bed painted black was how it was delivered from the factory. I recently had a 1954 Chevy pickup that was an AACA senior truck.
And the green one?
It was the green one.
Yeah.
And Sam, this truck has been done to a higher level than that 54 Chevy. You know, sometimes the closer you look at a vintage vehicle, the more defects and deficiencies you see in it. The opposite is true of this truck. The closer you look, the better it gets. Down to, while they sell a Ford decal that will go on the tailgate, the correct and the most arduous way of doing it is by completely taping it off and painting it.
Hand painting.
Which is what was done here.
Wow.
It does have radial tires, which were not original, but it certainly adds to the handling and the cornering of it with the white wall tires, the chrome beauty rings, and the Ford dog dish scripted hubcaps. The undercarriage of this truck, which which you all will be able to see in the photos that I've taken it, where I've had it up on a rack. The undercarriage looks better or as good as the exterior of the truck. This is the famed Ford V8 flathead engine, which was highly desired back in the 50s, especially by the moonshiners, because and as you all may know, Georgia was and still is the moonshining capital of the United States, and the moonshiners would bring their shine down from the North Georgia mountains to the Varsity Restaurant near Georgia Tech on Fridays, and would load a large tank and a fuel truck with their shine. But the reason they loved the flatheads is that they could easily outrun the six-cylinder Chevys that the smaller police departments would have on the way.
Well, you've got to outrun the revenue man.
That was what they did with the flatheads. Many of the hot rodders used these flatheads in the early 50s because they were very rugged and had a lot of get up and go. Has the original 6-volt electrical system. The flathead engine is 239 cubic inches in terms of displacement. It did provide 100 horsepower, and as you can see, there is the engine compartment is highly detailed. I also have the owner's manual.
It's okay. I can't tell. Did you start it?
Hey, look at the fan.
Oh, it's moving. Yeah, I think it. I think you did start it.
I mean, it runs whisper soft. Blackie out for a drive.
Three on the tree. I learned to drive on a 3 on the tree.
My kids would not know what to do with 3 on the tree, and have asked me what that extra pedal on the floor is for. And
you know they call that the millennial anti-theft device.
I haven't heard that one before, but I think that's great. Blackie is really a pleasure to drive. She is so nice and tight. The steering, the braking, the front end, the exhaust system. It is such an incredible truck. And you know, even down to the large steering wheel, which was completely restored. You know, the gauges were all completely restored. It does have the hood vent on it, which was factory air conditioning back in the day, Sam, if you remember that.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah. You always need to make sure you didn't have a lot of dust or dirt on your floor, because when you opened up that hood scoop, it would all come up on you. We're in 3rd gear, and now we're shifting it into high. The transmission is very, very nice and tight. Of course, all of that was completely done during the restoration. When you hit the brakes, there's no pulling. The front end has no shimmy or shaking. From a dead stop, starting in second gear is effortless. When you hit a bump in this, it's just the tires going thump. So many of these old pickups, riding in them is like riding in an old covered wagon. Everything rocks and rolls.
Well, it's leaf springs.
Yes. And the beauty of the second gear is that, going up and down grades, there's no need to brake. My dad used to say your engine is the best brake you've got.
Exactly. And most people don't do that. They push the clutch and just let it ride.
Yes.
You need to let the engine do the work.
We're in high gear now, and we're carrying 2 adult passengers, both in pretty good shape, Sam, and it's doing this effortlessly. Dead stop, starting in second gear is effortless. When you hit a bump in this, it's just the tires going thump. So many of these old pickups, riding in them is like riding in an old covered wagon. Everything rocks and rolls.
Well, it's leaf springs.
Yes. And the beauty of the second gear is that, going up and down grades, there's no need to brake. My dad used to say your engine is the best brake you've got.
Exactly. And most people don't do that. They push the clutch and just let it ride.
Yes.
You need to let the engine do the work.
We're in high gear now, and we're carrying 2 adult passengers, both in pretty good shape, Sam, and it's doing this effortlessly.